So Elder Scrolls 6, Grand Theft Auto 6, I mean, and 6 other video game sequels that are too big to fail. I already have sentiments that I want to talk about with this.
I love balls.
Yeah, okay, look, yeah. That's true, Psycho, yeah. Yeah. It's because of this my sparkling personality though. It's not my it's not like the it's the roguishly good looks or anything that's keeping people around, you know. So I've got some things that I want to talk about with this, but I'll read this first, okay? 2023 has been a good year for video game sequels, and hopefully things will continue in this direction. So far, the gaming community has been blessed with incredible remakes that add a new twist to great titles, as well as marvelous sequels that expand on a few well-established names. Despite all these offerings, there's so much more to look forward to this year and beyond. Look, I'll go ahead and stop right there as well. So far, the gaming community has been blessed with incredible remakes that add a new twist to great titles, as well as marvelous sequels that expand on a few well-established names. We've also been plagued. Over the past year, we've been plagued with terrible AAA releases. Across all platforms, we have seen very, very bad games released performance-wise, which should never, ever happen. It's not that we don't understand as consumers there is going to be some bugs here and there, but for games to be released in actual, like, super broken states is not acceptable. And we get that all the time. And it's been, I mean, dude, you can sit there and list games that come out on one platform or another that are just terrible releases performance-wise, as well as some very, very underwhelming games content-wise from AAA developers, you know? And some of those that hit on both sides of that. So, have there been some good ones? Yeah, there have been a lot of bad ones too. Despite all these offerings, there is so much more to look forward to this year and beyond. There are many upcoming video game sequels that fans cannot wait to get their hands on. Players have high hopes that these titles will live up to their lofty expectations. Listed below are the 8 biggest video game sequels with lots to live up to in the next few years. City Skylines 2. Yeah. Mortal Kombat 1. Still weirded out by them calling this game Mortal Kombat 1. I understand why they did it. For the people that are going to go, well, they did it because they're starting the story starting over and stuff. Still, dude, we've had the first Mortal Kombat. So what's going to happen with the next one? Are they going to call it Mortal Kombat 2? Because, dude, we've already had Mortal Kombat 2 as well. I just don't understand why they didn't call it something more creative. You know what I mean? What this is supposed to be about is basically a reversing of the timelines, right? It's like the multiverse kind of thing almost, you know? They're going back, they're trying to rewrite kind of what has happened through the Mortal Kombat history. But the history of what happened through the first 11 games is still there. So how are you going to go back and start over with Mortal Kombat 1? What's the next one going to be? It feels like this should have been called at least Mortal Kombat 1 Rebirth or something. I don't know, dude, but it just feels weird to me. We also have Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. This is a hilarious trailer. Counter-Strike 2, yeah. Fable 4. I'm going to tell you, dude, I hope this game's good. There's a ton of hype around it because it's Fable. I always want to see developers do something different than what they're known for. You know? But what this is Fable is in the hands of the Horizon uh, Games developer. Who is that? What? Why am I blanking their name? Um, it's got to say it. Come on, man. Oh, give me a break, dude. Who is that? Or the Forza, not Horizon. Forza, I mean Forza Horizon games. So who is that? It's the Playground Games. So they're the ones that are developing this game, right? So they're the ones that have been tabbed to make this game. And I'm all for developers stepping out of their norm. I want to see that. But I think that there needs, it's a this is an iconic, legendary IP, and for people that got hyped up about this, I don't understand why. This trailer we got recently really just looked like a bunch of cinematics to me. And I'm sorry, but I do not get hyped about cinematics, dude. And I'm gonna have a little bit of hesitation on this front about Fable 4 because this is a developer that we've only really seen them do automobile racing games, the Forza Horizon stuff. And I I really hope it's a great game. I hope the developer is able to show the world that they can do stuff outside of automobile racing games. But I think that everybody should maybe have some set the expectations low. That way if the game is good, it blows us away. But set those expectations low because we haven't seen them do anything else outside of racing games, really. So it's hard for me to be hyped about this as much as I love the old Fable games. Um, Assassin's Creed Mirage. Well, I've got an article on YouTube right now that I don't know how anybody gets hyped about anything Assassin's Creed anymore. I really don't. We know that. Look, I think that for a true long-time Assassin's Creed fans, there's going to be some excitement about the fact that Mirage is going to be a step back to what Assassin's Creed has been traditionally instead of what it had evolved into at the point of Valhalla with these big bloated open worlds that felt like you would never finish. I think there's some hype for people about that. But dude, we know that there are like 11 games that are Assassin's Creed games in some form of production right now. And it's already a super polluted IP. Over its 15-year history, it's already super polluted. And with 11 more in production right now, it's like, I don't know how anybody can get hyped about it. I don't know how anybody can feel that sense of, energy about a new one coming out when it's just another all the time, dude. And I think for me, the thing that concerns me is like, how much of that really good creativity from the development side of this is being put into each of these games individually if you've got that many of them in production at one time. That's the thing that concerns me. But for anybody that has never gotten into Assassin's Creed before, where do you even start with that many games, man? It's crazy. Elder Scrolls 6. So we know that Elder Scrolls 6 is still probably like, what? I mean, we're talking like 4 or 5 years away, I think. They are not going to be full steam ahead on this until Starfield releases, but this is big hype for people, right? There's been a lot of different. So this is saying release for the next couple of years. I really don't think we'll probably see it until 2025 at the earliest. Oh well, I guess that would be a couple years, but yeah, so maybe, but it'd probably be more like 3 years or so. We'll just have to see what happens. Grand Theft Auto 6, of course. We're talking about a game that now has a budget. We've heard a budget for this game that has broken $1 billion US. $1 billion US. Now, that's not official news, but if that's true, that is substantial. And it's following a trend we're seeing where AAA game budgets are going up and up and up. You know, we've seen that kind of. And what I really want to talk about here, you'll probably play GTA 6. A lot of people will. That is a big time game. That's one of those games where I talk about all the time. It's kind of like Bloodborne. All people have to do, or all Rockstar has to do, is push out like a tweet, and all it has to say is GTA 6, and people lose their crap. This is what I want to say. The thing that concerns me about the industry, and has for a while now, is that exactly what this title says: sequels that are too big to fail. Now, we see all the time, and like I said earlier when I started reading this article, we've had some good games come out. We've had some terrible games come out. We've had terrible games come out like Jedi Survivor, bad on all platforms, and they still made a good amount of money on that game because of the hype around it, you know? And that's Respawn, right? Respawn and EA, I'm pretty sure. Let's just call these fools out right now. Yeah, Respawn and EA. Apparently, I mean, I keep looking at this game too, and it's not getting better. I keep seeing reviews coming out of recent reviews where people are like, it's still broken, it's still broken, it's still broken, it's still broken, it's still broken. And this is the crap, dude. This is the crap, right? We've created this terrible monster that we have to deal with of these big, giant hype machines. We've, I mean, in a way. So, obviously, there have been these great games that came out historically, we always have these great games that have come out over time, and we flock to those great experiences because that's what we want out of gaming. But then the problem, I think, comes about whenever these companies, because there aren't standards here like in some other industries around, like we keep getting fed broken products. Severely broken. I mean, like broken. Not like, oh, there's a few bugs. Everybody expects a few bugs. But broken. These are companies producing a product for a consumer. And we constantly get these products, these games, where the company making it, the company's developing and the company's publishing them go, it's ready, it's good, it's time for you to buy it. We've been hyping it up. We've been, getting you excited about it. We've been promoting it. And it's all ready for you guys. And then they push it out. Everybody buys it. And it is a hot piece of garbage. It's totally broken. People can't hardly play it, But it's very hard for people to go at that company and say, we need our money back. This is crap. There aren't a lot of standards and, like regulations and stuff in place to protect us from that kind of stuff. So they get away with it a lot. And unfortunately, a lot of people keep buying into it, man, and it keeps feeding this snowball. It's like a snowball effect, man. People keep feeding into it. So this is the thing that sucks. They're too big to fail is true because it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? People continue to get bit by these developers, and they just like keep feeding money into them too. And it's a big part of the problem. And I'm not talking about all the ones that we read down here or anything like that either, but I'm just talking in generalities here in the industry, in the gaming industry and stuff like that. And I see it as a huge, huge problem that continues to just snowball for us as the consumer, where we buy into these terrible, terrible things that keep happening to us. And that's why it keeps getting worse and worse for us. Thank God for indie devs that continue to elevate the standards for which we get these amazing experiences like Dave the Diver we're playing right now and stuff like that. And not that there aren't some AAA developers doing great things. Again, I noted earlier, you know, we got companies like Capcom and Tango, and I mean there are other ones too that continue to do good work on the AAA side of things. But man, there are a lot of these AAA companies that have gotten into this mindset where they can just get away with pushing out crap products because they still make money on them. And I think people have to get to the point where it's like, if you get bit, you don't go back. You know what I mean? If you buy something from these companies and it's a bad product, you don't go back, man. You quit feeding them, you know? I think that's where people have to get, or else it's just going to keep happening, man.